At Dairy Lee Cooperative, we take pride in our membership. Our members create the fabric that makes up Dairy Lee Cooperative. It is with great honor that every year we recognize members who embody the ideals of hard work and commitment with the Pride of Dairy Lee Award. While these farms are different in size, location, and business direction, they join together in our membership with a greater purpose. We are proud to call these farms Dairy Lee members and recognize them as the 2012 Pride of Dairy Lee winners.
Why did I choose? I didn't choose this lifestyle. When you're 7 years old playing with stick cows in a little farm in the southern part of Pennsylvania, dreaming about farming, I'm just thankful I had the opportunity to do what I've done.
Situated in Steuben County is Damon Farms, LLC. With beautiful gardens surrounding the barns and farmhouses and scattered fields throughout the area, the farm is home to senior partners David and Mina Covert and their 3 children, Carrie, Joel, and Heather, and their respective families. Dave and Mina farmed in a couple different areas before settling here, and although the property is now a picturesque place, the farm had a long way to go from its original state.
Our oldest daughter walked in and sat down. There was a rickety old chair in there, and she said, "Mom, I am not moving here." And I said, "Honey, I don't think we have to worry about that. I don't think your dad will do that to us." And the next morning we got done milking, and I hear him on the phone, "Okay, what do we do next?"
The house was unlivable. There was junk every place you looked at it, but it had a very good land base to it. We start to clean up and start to remodel and start to build.
Today, the Coverts are milking nearly 1,200 cows and own close to 1,000 acres, but are currently farming right around 3,500. Some of this land base is owned by the 3 junior partners with their own LLC. However, this growth did not come without some hardships along the way.
10 years ago, this month, we had a major barn fire that completely destroyed the old barn and the milking facilities. I think we moved 570 cows that day, and I'm scattered all over in Steuben County. With a great deal of volunteer help, it was almost 3 months to the day, we moved cows, what cows we had left, moved them back into the facility we have now.
We saw our lives change, and we weren't sure. I think at that moment, we all realized how much this life means to us, how much it means to us to all be together, to all work together.
With the help from hundreds of volunteers, the Coverts got the farm up and functioning again. Everyone has found their own niche to which they fit into to contribute to a successful dairy operation. Dave and Mina's son Joel and his wife Jamie have 2 sons, Ethan and Jacob. Joel takes care of most of the field work, cropping about half of the land on corn and the other half hay, while Jamie helps with feeding calves and is learning to keep the books with Mina.
When I'd gone to college, my brother-in-law Mark was here, and he sort of moved more towards the cows. And I actually enjoyed more working in the field, even growing up, and it was just kind of a natural progression into it. I still work with Mark, trying to get the highest quality, and it's a teamwork between him and I for the highest quality feed that we can get.
And what is it like working with family?
Having my boys and Jamie work with me is one of the greatest pleasures I could have. Day in and day out, I get to spend time with them, work with them. It can be trying sometimes, but it is ultimately a pleasure. I wouldn't want to do it any other way.
Even though the family may have disagreements now and then, the blessing of being around family day in and day out far outweighs any trials that come their way.
We emphasize that at the end of the day, we have to remember that we're still family, and that the trials of the business will pass, But as long as we emphasize that the cooperative nature of living and working together, these issues that we face will pass.
Mark and his wife Carrie also enjoy working with family.
My dad and my mom began this, and my dad had good foresight, and he's involved us in it.
As her parents involved her in the operation, Carrie and Mark also enjoy involving their 3 sons, Joshua, Isaac, and Caleb. The couple makes a good team, with Carrie closely monitoring and raising the calves as Mark takes care of the cows. While Carrie and Mark carefully watch over the animals, Heather takes care of 14 non-family workers which the farm employs and will jump at anything pertaining to milking. Her husband Ronald is the mechanic and keeps the equipment running smoothly.
To ensure the quality of the milk, it's basically the routine, the upkeep of the equipment, making sure the employees are doing their job properly. It's just a day-to-day basis of checking over everything.
With 2 children, Emma and Lily, the couple considers raising the family on the farm a huge blessing.
It means giving a future for our children.
That's the biggest thing is future for the kids. I kind of hope they'd come back and take it over so we can see it grow and prosper.
Not only having multiple generations on the farm, but to see the younger children begin to express interest in farming means a lot to the whole family.
It is a blessing that words cannot describe. That the opportunity to farm with one's children, I have no words to describe that. And when you drive by a neighbor's cornfield and a grandson says, what great looking corn, it's gratifying.
Damon Farms LLC has been Dairy Lee members for about 20 years now.
Our health insurance is through Agri-Services. We have used their loan program at different times, and we're in the workers' comp program also.
I love being a farmer. I mean, this is what feeds the world. You know, it's a good life. It's a good business. It's a good life. You know, it's good hard work, and I enjoy doing what I do.
Dairy Lee is proud to name Damon Farms a 2012 Pride of Dairy Lee Award winner. Tucked away in a small valley in the middle of Pennsylvania Dutch country sits Hepler Homestead Farms, a 7th-generation family farm somewhat secluded from the rest of the world. With roots that date back to the 1700s, the Heplers have a strong family history on this plot of land.
The farm has been in our name for 213 years, I believe now. Actually, the deed came from a representative of William Penn, the founder of the state of Pennsylvania. So we feel we have a unique history here.
Jim Hepler was born and raised on this farm, as was his father and the multiple generations before him. So when he learned his future bride Rachel was also from a dairy farm family across the valley, he knew his friends were right when they said she would make a good wife for him.
Jim and I were married in 1973, and we worked for his dad for a couple years, and then they formed a partnership. And then after that, we took over the farm.
It's important to me to be a dairy farmer because of the opportunity to take good care of what has been given to us, the animals and the facilities, the land, and to be able to use our gifts that we were given to help others.
According to Rachel, when the couple first took over the family farm, they had to make many sacrifices to expand the farm enough to make room for the next generation. At the time, Rachel was the main milker and bookkeeper, and Jim took care of everything else.
And I think our goals always were to provide a place that our family could continue in the farming and agricultural industry after we're not here. Wasn't so much about him and I accomplishing things, but preparing for the future.
Hard work and determination made that future a reality for the Heplers. The farm has grown and is now home to Jim, his wife Rachel, and their 2 sons, Josh and Jesse, and his wife Jennifer, with their 3 children, Hannah, Ellie, and Luke.
In 2006, My 2 sons and I formed an LLC partnership.
With no outside help or other off-farm employment, the farm is run completely by the family. As the general manager, Jim oversees the operation and pitches in whenever it is needed. Rachel continues to assist with the calves and grows all the crops that feed the family living on the farm. Jennifer helps with milking and feeds the calves, and is more than willing to jump in whenever needed with crops or anything else that requires some additional assistance.
We really try to be specialized, and yet we try to know everyone else's role that one can substitute if we get in a pinch. Josh is the herds and the bookkeeping person. Jesse is the machine person, and he's also on the crop end, very good on the crop end. He does all the seed selections, fertility, soil testing, all those agronomic things he's in charge of.
We have a total of about 250 animals with heifers and calves, and we're milking 105 right now. Our herd average is running around 85 pounds per head per day.
The farm has been members of Dairyly Cooperative for more than 26 years, using Eagle Dairy Direct occasionally to purchase farm supplies, and has tested the forward contracting programs as well. With the farm winning a top quality award from Dairyly this year, the Hepplers credit good genetics and top quality forages.
We focus on the important things, on cow comfort and on quality, keeping a clean facility.
The Hepplers farm approximately 250 acres of their own land and custom operate another 150 acres for a neighbor for a total of 400 acres. They grow their own corn, alfalfa, and some rye for seed and forage. In addition to his role as crops manager, Jesse is also the machinery person, and in fact has created some impressive inventions to improve efficiencies on the farm.
He's just got a tremendous gift of repairing machines, inventing machines if we have to, and keeping things running smoothly.
The feed room has sort of been my baby ever since I was, well, actually before I was even out of high school. And it was mostly designed on thoughts that I had of my own, and as well as going around and paying attention to what others have been doing.
Jesse's self-designed feeding machine allows him to save a lot of time by using multiple weighing systems and mixing multiple ingredients together at the same time. The machine uses a makeshift elevator system to move feed from the mixer into the barn to feed the cows.
We used to do a lot more shoveling and forking and 5-gallon bucket farming, and we're able to do it much faster.
Using grapes grown right here on the farm, Josh has a passion for making a variety of delicious wines for the family to enjoy. It's that innovation and hard work that make Jim and Rachel so proud of their children.
I especially enjoy watching the boys because I see there's a pride there.
While Jennifer did not grow up on a farm, she has had no problem integrating into the lifestyle.
I'm so glad that I can be here with my kids and that they can learn about animals and where their milk comes from and where their food comes from.
I would have to say my wife has been a huge secret to my success. We wouldn't be near as far as we were here. There's that saying that behind every successful man there is a strong woman, and I heartily believe that too. And in this case, it's very true.
As a dairy farmer, I just feel that I'm called to do this. I just feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
I feel our mission for being here is to be good stewards of the earth, and God has given us this, and we are to be His caretakers.
So is this what Jim and Rachel had in mind when they first started out years ago?
Myself now as a grandfather of 3 children, it's really a good feeling to see that there may be potential people here of the same name in time and the same family, and it's a good feeling to know that your labors may not go unnoticed, and that you will have a legacy to pass down to someone.
It's almost as though you've come full circle, so to speak, in seeing your goals accomplished, and now it's the next generation. So it's nice to sit back sometimes and just back away a little bit.
Dairy Lee is proud to name Hepler Homestead Farms, LLC, a 2012 Pride of Dairy Lee Award winner. Brabant Farm, a three-generation dairy farm dating back to the 1950s, is surrounded by fields as far as the eye can see. Home to the Van Lieshouts, this family is very proud of their strong Dutch heritage. Parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents, Henry and Johanna Van Lieshout, immigrated to the United States from the province of Brabant in Holland.
Brabant from Brabant Farms, that's a province in Holland where my parents came from.
We are satisfied with that, and we are still proud of that name.
A few years after settling in the United States, the Van Lieshout family made the move to central New York.
We moved to this farm in 1968 from Maryland. We had run at a farm in Maryland, and development pressure pushed us out of that area. My parents and aunt and uncle were looking for a farm large enough to support the two families, so they settled on this farm.
Today, the second and third generations of Van Lieshouts are making their mark on Brabant Farm. Brothers Joe, Pat, Paul, Steve, and Phil, and many of their children, work side by side every day, contributing to the success of the farm.
My father and his 4 brothers are on the farm. Grandpa's still on the farm. Myself and my brother and a few more of our cousins are up and coming on the farm.
I know my brother's innermost habits, and just because we grew up together, you never know someone like your brother.
Through hard work and dedication, Brabant Farm grew through the years. As the Van Lieshout brothers each made their way back to the farm after college, the business developed around their individual strengths.
We've all got our niche, I guess you'd call it here. We kind of know what we're good at and what we have to do.
Kind of each got our own area we keep an eye on, and if something goes wrong in one area, we can all jump there and help. We all can do kind of any job on this farm, which is good.
I guess it's just the pride growing up with my brothers and having the pride in the family farm that you don't have to have somebody, you don't wait for somebody to tell you what to do. You look for the opportunity. We still have that blood brotherhood in us, and that natural jiving.
You can almost guess what your brother's doing with a certain situation.
Today, the Van Lieshout brothers, together with their families, operate a strong and thriving family farm.
We've got about 690 cows total, milking and dry, and with young stock, close to 1,400.
We've got about 1,300 acres. We grow corn and hay, alfalfa. It's about half and half, 500 to 600 acres of each, depending on how we rotate crops.
So we've made a good go of it here. Again, just good animal care, good superior milk production, and trying to keep the crop program effective.
To keep things running smoothly at Brabant Farm, everyone has a certain area of expertise with differing responsibilities.
My tasks, I feed cows, I do our nutrition, field work, anything, jack of all trades.
Between me and Paul and Pat, we kind of do the crop program and figure out what we're going to plant here and there.
My duties include, and not limited to, but the spraying of the crops. I do the manure records and keep up with the CAFO. I work closely with my brother Joe on the cropping.
Steve and Phil cover oversight of cows, with Steve in charge of calves and Phil holding the responsibility of herdsman. Joe's son Tom helps Phil with the cows as they mature.
I always tell people what gets me out of bed every morning is I am the baby calf feeder. I take care of the nursery calves, and I wasn't trained to be a calf feeder, but I self-taught myself in a hurry.
I'm in charge of anything from probably a year old and up through the milking herd.
The grandchildren and great-grandchildren, the third and fourth generation of Van Lieshouts, can be found helping on the farm every day.
It's really one of the few things that brings the family together, whether it's covering the bunk in the afternoon, at the end of a long day, doing hay.
We started just running around as little kids, and then as we got older, our responsibility had to become greater, and so we were assigned more chores, and it's just been growing ever since then.
The Brabant Farm has been a long-time member of Dairy Lee. utilizing a variety of services, including Empire Livestock for marketing beef and Eagle Dairy Direct to purchase their farm supplies.
I think Dairy Lee has been very instrumental in leading the industry.
So I think Dairy Lee has done a lot of good things for farmers.
The Van Lieshout family shares a common vision of what it means to be a dairy farmer and feels the pride in being raised on a dairy farm and then raising their own family on a farm.
Growing up on the farm was very fun. If you wanted to spend time with Dad, you came to work with him, and that fostered my love for wanting to be here.
It's the best way to raise kids. Now I've got 4 grandchildren, and you know, they love coming around on the farm.
Well, I think that's the only place to really raise a good family.
In addition to the 5 sons on the farm, Henry and Johanna have 2 other children, John and Mary Lou, who have their own dairy farming operations. At 91, Henry Van Lieshout still oversees the family farming operation, figuratively and literally.
Dad, he thinks it's great what we're doing, and he still likes to come in, and you know, if he sees something that he thinks we should be doing or shouldn't be doing, he sure voices his opinion, and then when he's done voicing his opinion, he say, well, I'm going home, and he goes home.
I think Dad is very proud of what he sees going on here. And then sometime I think to myself, he's probably thinking, well, they doggone better do it, you know.
I'm just enjoying seeing what they're doing.
So what is the secret to success at Brabant Farm?
I'd say the key to our success is just making sure that things get done right. You know, attention to detail.
My dad's a off-the-boat Dutchman, and he was a hard worker, and he would say this is the way it's supposed to be done, you know.
I think it's, you know, all of us working together.
Together, the family's commitment to their farm, to their community, and to one another is the hallmark of their success.
Our Lord has created us every one with talents, and I think I had a little bit talent of farming, and it went also into our sons and some of the grandchildren already, and so that's the way we do it. I think it's a good way of life.
Dairy Lee Cooperative is proud to name Brabant Farms a 2012 Pride of Dairy Lee winner. Damon Farms, Hepler Homestead Farms, and Brabant Farms represent what it means to take pride in dairy farming. They are members who, through hard work, dedication, and foresight, were able to seize opportunities, create successful operations, and through their accomplishments, serve a larger purpose: to feed the world. We congratulate Damon Farms, Hepler Homestead Farms, and Brabant Farms as the 2012 Pride of Dairy Lee winners, and are proud to call them Dairy Lee members.